No problem.
Do 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 do.
Had the mom stop by for moral support.
Yeah.
And we're live. It's live.
Okay, what's going on? We're live.
Oh, sorry.
What's going on with you? What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I've just been, it's Memorial Day weekend. So last night got a little tipsy, got a little drunk, partied a little bit.
There you go.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that.
Enjoying
it's one way
myself.
to celebrate.
Just gotta, keep pushing, and then the rest of this week, once Memorial Day's over, it's back to the grind, back to
Right?
monotony.
Truth.
Truth bomb.
But how y'all doing?
We're still here and moving.
We're still alive,
We're still breathing.
Yeah. Right?
Hey. You know what? It hasn't been that bad. We're lucky.
No,
A lot,
it really hasn't.
everybody we talk to are amazing people. So it's been really, don't get me wrong. Ross was nodding off there for a minute, but he's awake now.
I got in a good 20-minute nap and now I'm good.
Is that what it is?
It was the 20-minute nap that saved
bro.
me.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Naps hit differently than full 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Bro, if you got especially I haven't had a weed nap in a minute, but you just you eat an edible, you pass out at 3 p.m. You wake up, it's 7 o'clock. You're like, what the fuck just happened?
You missed the whole day. That's what happened.
Right?
Fast forward.
Facts.
But yeah, shit is wild.
All right, I was thinking I'm gonna play our song, the song that we
No
just put
doubt,
out.
bro. I mean,
Hell
we've
yeah.
been dropping mad stuff, so I'm dropping. I'm gonna continue to drop a song every Friday, and we just dropped our single that we did together. So lots of fun.
Right?
Lots and lots of fun.
Busy. Do. Oh, there it goes.
Can you run it up?
Knife in my back, thought it was bad, but it Knife in my back, thought it was bad, but it Knife in my back for my troubles, thought it was bad, but it double. Smile on my face when I'm going through thunder. It's raining okay, but I'm not going under. I'm changing my way, I ain't playing the same. Fuck all that shit, girl, I'm not with the games. I am not the one who's going insane. Knowing in the end that I will be okay, I will be okay. Get back to the place I was at. Wasn't my feelings, got way too attached. Shit was some fuck shit and I didn't know. Know that I gotta go back for my soul. Know that I gotta go back for my pride. For all those times I let this shit slide. I'm finna glide, cause every time you come by, it's lie. Myself, fuck it, I don't need your help. I am a champion, just need the bell. Standing on hearts with the signs and the tells. No, you got nothing but something to sell.
That's
Feeling
crazy
up,
too,
it's fuck
cause
up in the cell. Know what you did all this shit to yourself. So you don't notice your personal hell, your personal hell. To you as a whole, cause all that you know is just wanna show. Still I do think that me and you sink, but that cannot be, cause me and you stink. Girl, you went wild, you act like a child, I put you on file, now there's not a doubt. You was on whole shit, pussy was potent, everybody dumping in it like ocean. Take another drink, I ain't fucking with your pills. Down to my last, trying to keep shit real. Getting down bad, but I'm going to touch a mill, going to spit it out. Ain't no way that I can chill, got my keys and toes. Working on myself, in my own lane, I don't need your help. Keeping my soul, ain't never gonna sell, but I'm pretty damn short to the top of my scale. Knife in my back for my troubles, thought it was bad, but it double. Smile on my face when I'm going through thunder. It's raining okay, but I'm not going under. I'm changing my ways, I ain't playing the same. Fuck all that shit, girl, I'm not with the games. I am not the one who's going insane. Knowing in the end that I will be okay, I will be okay.
Yeah, I'll be okay. All of these bitches is lame. All these bitches is fake. Yeah, they all like to say. Get on my way, hey. Get on my face, hey. Get on my bay, wait, whoa. You just act like lame. You act like babies, driving me crazy. No, I'm not lazy, but you is fugazi. You be with the snakes, be. No, I can't play, cause you know that if I go play, I'll play for keeps. Yeah, so stay away from me. Yeah. Stay away from me. Yeah.
laugh at my troubles. Thought it was bad, but it's double. Smile on my face when I'm going through thunder. It's raining okay, but I'm not going under. I'm changing my ways, I ain't playing the same. Fuck all that shit, girl, I'm not with the games. I am not the one who's going insane. Know in the end that I will be okay. I will be okay.
Like it. That's nice. That's really nice. I'm a fan, guys. I'm a fan.
Maybe we should start making clean versions of our songs.
You're making what?
Maybe I should start making clean versions.
Depends on where you want it played. You know, in the end, that I don't. Is there a huge radio market? And
I don't know.
I don't know either anymore.
I don't
I
know.
mean, basically, yeah, like over here in New York, like that's why I still have to put some time away to send some shit to Hot 97 because like you can send your stuff to radio stations and like they'll review it for you.
Yeah, no doubt. I've been telling somebody for a while.
Yeah,
that-
I gotta get to that.
I just haven't done it. Like there's been like I've literally watched 3 contests like just pass by me and I'm like shit.
I've watched at least 2, I think. 2 contests where I was like, I want to submit something, but I either couldn't find the time to work on it, or it was like I procrastinated
Yeah.
about it till it was too late.
My issue right now is I have so much shit that I have like I have a lot of unreleased and they're on 2 different computers.
Yeah,
And
that
so
is
like
a big problem.
I'm using my new one, you know, it works perfectly, but there's songs that I tried to upload to my new computer from my old one and like
It's just not working out.
it's not syncing because it's like, oh, you have to find whatever audio clips are referenced, and I don't know where those.
Oh, I know what that is. Yeah, that's a problem that I run into sometimes.
So I think I'm just gonna have to like edit
That's a
songs on my old laptop.
That's
even though
actually-
it can be annoying.
That's
so.
actually an easy problem to fix. All you gotta do is you gotta export the MP3s, and then you gotta move over the vocals. It's annoying and complicated. But anyways, I mean,
That's why I'm just like I'm probably just gonna do it on my old one, finish it on my old one, and then just send them to my new one and then release them because I know how to mix it. Like the mixing is not different from one laptop to the other. It's just the old one is really slow.
but how do you feel about that song? I really like that song. Like I like the way it worked out. I remember when I first heard it, I told you to like add a little bit more to the verse, but I actually like it without like the verse being fully all the way to the end, you know?
think
I
it's
like the
nice.
way that it is.
It definitely, I stretched it too because like I had to add like a few. Like there's like 2 lines that finish out my verse and then it leads back into the chorus.
Mhm.
And that's basically all I added after you said that because it's like I don't want to stress the verse, you know?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
'Cause then
there comes a like you gotta. It's like a happy medium. You gotta.
I gotta
find
get
that
away
edge
from because
in
I
between,
love filling it with words, and I gotta get away from that because it really. Sometimes I'll be listening to the music and I'm like, I'm not letting it breathe.
Learn from painters. Negative space matters.
Right.
Negative space
Yeah.
matters.
That's definitely something I've learned. Like there are some songs that I make that exactly as you said, Ross, where it's like I want this track to be full of lyrics from beginning to end.
Right.
But some tracks are just built to be used that way, and some like that was more
Yeah.
of like a melodic situation.
Right.
So with that, there's a lot more like
Room to
vocal
play around.
subtlety that you have to play with.
I agree. I think that's very noticeable too. That right, what you have is, it's right. It's more melodic. It's not a hard,
Yeah.
bite your T's and P's on the rap. It's more
Yeah.
I'm telling a story.
Yeah.
Yeah. It amazes me that like when you think about we call it all rap, and then as opposed to breaking it down, I mean, obviously it breaks down a ton, but there's such range. It all matters
Oh yeah.
what story are you telling? How are you telling the story? You know, are you and then once you start playing with the beat, sky's the limit, you know?
Definitely, yeah.
Get some funk, add some horns. What the hell? No, I'm just kidding. I like it funky. No.
I was thinking about throwing in hot sauce to bring it home.
Little hot sauce.
Yeah.
Do that. I mean, I just released a new song on Friday called "Issues Come in Pairs."
I got that one too.
Which one you
So
want?
if you want to play that one,
Okay.
There you go.
because that one, I love. People dog me for it, but after I release a song, I listen to it OD like over and over again, just to make sure I'm not crazy and everything sounds right. And you know, sometimes they just be hitting that hard.
That I don't know what to do with. Two damn hoes that I don't want nothing to do with. Two damn bros that I do not want to do shit. A few damn songs and they think she's sweet like cool. Issues come in pairs, gotta stay away. I'ma show you love and show you that I care. But if you do me wrong, it won't happen again. We can have a chat, but no, you can't go near. With your true intentions, won't waste my time again. Trusted the wrong people, time and time again. I only have acquaintances, no, I don't have no friends. On my own, I'm all alone until the very end. Yeah. Two damn phones that I don't know what to do with. Two damn hoes that I don't want nothing to do with. Two damn bros that do not want to do shit. A few damn songs and they think she's sweet like cool. Well, two lips close, a few cents because you blew it. Two hoes dropped cause they really tried to fool me. Two hoes gone cause they try can never do shit. A few songs cause they got what's coming to them. Everyone that me gon' look real stupid, yeah. Cause it's two old phones that I'm never really using. And two old bros that got nowhere cause they losing. Two old hoes that I won't ever be choosing. A few bots block, press a button, nothing to it.
Damn. Dude, I love it when it fades out and then comes back in. That was hard. Dude, that was hard. I'm all about, so I'm constantly talking to Ross about the idea that the vocals have to dance with the music. Like, there's got to be there's got to be a dance. Because, like, it can't just lay on top. And that's what makes that production. That's what I like about that producing
I really
on that,
like
man.
the way that was mixed.
Yeah, that mix is tight.
Really good job.
My boy produces for me. My boy Truman, also known as Velasco on SoundCloud, he produces for me, and I'm very grateful. But he's actually, you know, the thing about it fading in and fading out, that's his jam. I noticed on a lot of
it's beautiful.
his tracks, and a lot of the tracks that I've used as of recently, I even told him, I was like, "You're making me rethink the way I make music," and that's like one of the greater things about working with other people is you're so used to working with how you work that once you start working with other people and doing it in different ways, it opens you up. It opens up what you can do so much more. Like,
you look at something different. Like, what if you know what? It's so funny you say that because that's kind of the same. I mean, that's the same jam we're talking about between making music, doing interviews, doing podcasts. That there's something about, like, if you share your space and everybody's like open and like everybody brings themselves. Obviously, there can't be no fake shit, but the stuff that comes out when people are open and they start looking through each other's eyes and you're like, Oh man,
Yeah.
it's amazing. It's that there's something. Yeah, you're describing your music process the way I see the world. Like yeah,
Yeah.
another guy that gives you another perspective is, oh yeah, put him on the payroll. Because it's another answer to the problem that you might not be able to solve.
And
Right.
especially like, he like a lot of the tracks that I'm using, he didn't make for me. Like I'm just picking stuff out of his catalog because he's just like, yeah, fuck it, bro. Like just use whatever you want. And it's refreshing when, you know, you're someone who does music that grew up with having to practice with shit online. So
Mhm.
every other beat is a tight beat. He's
Right.
just making what he wants to hear. He's not trying to sound like anybody.
So much better.
Mm,
I love that. I love that.
yeah.
I'm gonna need
I need a
I need a
no
no
cap
cap
type.
type beat, please. I'm gonna need a no cap type beat.
I need
He makes fun of us because we look
I
for
need a
certain
I
type
need a
beats.
post death Whitney Houston type beat. I need a pre 9/11 type beat.
A pre 9/11
Pre
type.
9/11 type beat.
I'm looking for a Beethoven type beat, please.
I'm looking for
Can I get a little more
colonial
treble on that?
1492 type beat.
I got no snares in my headphones. No. But it is true that you know what, it's hard. There's all of the quote unquote type beats, right? Exactly, that we're working with EC out of the Netherlands, but I mean, some of it's that kind of stuff, isn't it? How would you describe the beats we're working with at the moment? EC's got some cool stuff.
It's a lot of guitar going on, which leaves a lot of room for melodies. And I find that I work really well with a guitar and a nice beat.
And don't get me wrong, like I'm not hating on tight beats. It's just like
I am.
people are gonna do their thing regardless. It's just like there's the internet is so highly saturated with that shit that like it's just like when you see somebody actually doing their own thing, you're like, okay, finally. Like
Right.
Like so like if somebody bought like a nice Jamaican beer hall dance song,
Oh
because
my
that would be an
gosh.
unexpected thing, wouldn't it? Do you have the come dance available?
Oh my god. No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Obviously not, because I haven't recorded it.
Hello, we'd like to play a really good show. We'd like to have RJ THAKID play the come dance.
I tell you what though, it's 2:30 and we gotta get
and
going
like
here. But listen, this has been awesome. I love sitting around talking about music,
Yeah,
and I could really do it all day.
we're gonna do more of this. There's
We
got to be at
really
least
are
a
gonna
do
weekly
more
of
show.
this,
There's
yeah.
got to be something.
I
Yeah.
will be back on here whenever y'all will have me. I'll come to your studio. I will hijack your session.
Oh, brother, I love it. That's what I like to
That's
hear.
what we need. That's what we need.
That's a man on a mission right there.
Right.
Sure.
We need some
Change the-
leadership. Come kick off for the nuts. But
Hey, listen, light a fire under me, cause that's what I need.
you can't even smell your damn ass burning. The fire's no. I'm just kidding. Oh,
All right, brother. We'll talk later.
thank you. I appreciate it, brother.
Definitely.
Beautiful music, man. Beautiful music.
Thank you.
Oh, thank
Love
you.
what you guys are doing.
Oh,
Thank you.
that
means
touches
a
my
lot.
heart, brother. That touches my heart. Thank you.
No problem. Have a good one, guys.
You too, man. You too. Oh, let me.
Our next guest. Sorry. Our next guest is a man named Ceezar. Now, he makes some really good music, and I turned my thing up on accident. That was not the plan.
I don't want to know what you're doing with your thing, buddy.
Anyways.
Please don't turn it up.
Anyways, he makes some really fire stuff. I'm gonna play a song and then I'm gonna go ahead and call him.
I'm
Or
gonna
no. What's up?
disappear for a minute.
You're gonna poof
Oh
for a
my
minute.
god, I gotta pee.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and play a song for a minute, and
24, not 23.
I'm gonna call. No. Sorry, fellas. I'm. Bear with me, please.
Lost too many souls in the summertime. I still need to be. They say brighter days are on the way, but I just don't believe. Sometimes yeah. It's winter time in the city now, but the windows down, cause I still need to breathe. Lost too many souls in the summertime, and I still need to breathe. They say brighter days are on the way, but I just don't believe. Sometimes I don't believe. Please God watch over. It's winter time in the city now, with the windows down, cause I still need to breathe. Lost too many souls in the summertime, and I still need to breathe. They say brighter days are on the way, but I just don't believe. Yeah, sometimes I don't believe. Please God watch over. Snow falling on the feet, with the city heating up now. It got me out of my element, wood grain, but the metal is tucked now. Pray it never turn relevant. When I lay my head on the pillow, I pray that God protect all mine. Lord knows that I need rest. I've been working for a long time. I was looking for the wrong signs, wishing on a star. Little did I know, everything I want is all mine. God playing what I call mine. People think, see, stop now. I'm just getting right so I can go again. A lot of homies got chopped down. God know I gotta grow for them. On my soul, I'ma glow for them. I can see the clouds opening. Always been in my own lane, stay 10 down like bowling pins. Couple enemies calling truces. Couple homies been throwing deuces, but there's no excuses. I'm going to.
Yo,
Hey, how you doing?
what's up?
What's up with you, man?
What's up?
All right, so we're live. So I'm gonna play the song, and then we're gonna talk
Bet, let's
for a
do it.
little bit and stuff.
Let's do it.
Which one was it? Which one was it? It was Fly Away, right?
Fly away. I
Alright,
think
bet.
that'll be a good one. Yeah.
Fly Away. Then I'm probably gonna play the one that we did together later on.
Oh, you already know that. Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah. Hey, I'm already gone, but I'm still here with you. I'm right beside you. I told you I'm a rider. I had to take the shot so you won't see me in the picture. The only person in the in crowd who was still an outsider, but I made it through the pressure and the fire. I knew that I was destined for the top when I was born in North Side. I try to focus on the real world, but it's hard because it's people getting fly on the web like spiders. And that was when I decided I needed to get away. They might hate me if I leave, but they might kill me if I stay. If I want to reach the top, I gotta show I got options and prove that location is not an object. Cause if I am the one, then I can go across the globe and get it popping, right? I done seen fear cause a lot of dreams to die. Even if I'm not the one, I'ma be the one to try. Because I ain't about to let nobody tell me I can't fly. Hey, sometimes I just wanna be scared. Sometimes I just wanna flex, make a scene. Sometimes I just need a breathe. I can't lie. Sometimes I wanna fly away. Fly away. Fly away. I can't lie. Sometimes I think I need to jump. I know I need to jump. You say this what you want. But then you gotta jump. So I took a leap of faith and started flying, man. I knew I had it in me. Now you see me popping up across the country on my Insta now. Everybody envy now. Oh, haters friendly now. You'll get called to tell me that I'm popping in the city now. But I know this can't be the end all be all. Told my NY homies I gotta leave y'all. I'm about to move the operation west like yeehaw. Trust I know it's mad ups and downs on that seesaw. But listen to what seesaw. Everything before anything happened. I'm giving y'all privacy when I'm rapping. I know my first
first mission was successful. I'm glad that you impressed, but I found another circus stick to 614 black in. Do I have your blessing, God? Can I go and spread your message, God? Even if they shun me in the present, am I supposed to be a rapper or a reverend, God? Or am I just another example about how weak the human flesh is, God? I know I let you down and lift you up. I done passed the hard testing and slipped on the simple stuff. But when it's time to leave and you go back to your throne, I just hope you give me wings to fly home. I think I will. Sometimes I just wanna ease care. Sometimes I just wanna flex, make a scene. Sometimes I just need a breathe. Hey, I can't lie. Sometimes I wanna fly away, fly away, fly away. I can't lie. Sometimes I wanna.
Yo, man. I listened to that song because I was looking through your songs to try and find something to play, and I was like, this song is really good. Like this song just makes me want to like fly away. Like it makes me want to go do
Facts.
something, you know, like
That means it's doing what it's supposed to.
yeah, like so you went to New York to go make music, right?
Yeah. In a nutshell, man, I went to New York to go make music. Like I left there. That's where I went to college. At
Okay.
NYU. But when I was living in New York, like when I first moved to New York, I was like, I'm going out here to become a famous rapper. Like that's what
Right.
I'm doing.
That
You
was
feel me?
that was the goal right there.
That was the goal. That was I had like tunnel vision, and school was just like not something on the
Secondary.
side. Exactly. It was like I'm
Yeah.
gonna use this as a tool to get where I want to go. But bro, New York changed my entire everything, my
How
life, my perspective, and just yeah,
how so? How so?
it's the world, bro. Like coming from Columbus, it's actually a diverse city, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. But New York is like diverse in a whole different way, and like literally every type of person that exists in the world lives in New York, and you interact with them day in and day out.
Facts.
So it
Facts.
just, you feel me? Like it changed the stuff that I thought was important. I found out about stuff that I didn't even know existed. You feel me? Like my priorities shifted. I made new friends. Like everything changed. Everything changed. And then of course, you know, the goals that I had changed and the way I wanted to approach my life changed as well.
I definitely had a similar experience. I moved to New York. I was a little bit younger than you when you went to New York, but
Okay.
I definitely like I definitely felt the difference in like just the fact that I could walk down the street and see different types of people. Like
Correct.
that was very different from what I'm used to in Columbus. Like you walk down the street, depending on where you at, you gonna see a certain type of people. You know, like
That's a
that's
fact.
that's the way it feel in Columbus. And in New York, it's like everybody got something going on, and it's everybody has their own thing. You know?
Man, it's you explained it perfect. That's facts. And like everybody has their own, like they're literally in their own world. Like you could be walking past somebody and they have a whole like agenda for the day. They're about to go do something crazy, like or they just came from somewhere crazy, and it's like they're not really caring about what people are doing around them.
Right, right, right. I noticed like I kind of sort of learned how to mind my own business.
Facts.
Like coming back from New York, like I kind of just learned how to like stay to myself cuz like I used to be all up in people's business and like really like caring about what everybody else was doing, but like when I went to New York, it was just craziness happening every day. Like
Man.
literally you would get on the train and it's a crazy person and everybody clear out the train. You know,
Yep.
like it's and that's just an everyday thing where
Facts.
like people just screaming like just randomly like
Oh man,
just
anything,
random stuff.
literally anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you think that changed like how do you think your mindset changed going into New York versus coming out of New York?
Yeah, bro. I think that my mindset changed. Like going into New York, I knew everything about who I was,
Mhm.
what I represented, what I wanted to do. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? The impact that I wanted to have. Like
Right.
it was very much like about me and what my plans were. By the
Right.
time I was leaving New York, it was more like I need to learn and understand what the world has. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand how big the world was. I understand that everybody else has just as much passion and desire for stuff as I do. You know what I mean? It's
Right,
like
right.
I
Everybody else
basically
wants to
realized
make
it's
it
not.
just like you do.
Yeah, exactly. They want
Yeah.
to make it in their own way and however that means to them. So going out of New York, just like you said it, you said, "What's up, Matt?"
Hey, what's up?
I'm chilling. It makes you mind your business. Like it did that to me, but I also was observant. You feel me? Because
Same.
so I wasn't speaking as much, but I was still taking in
Well,
everything.
it's
You
a
know?
weird dichotomy, but it's like you gotta pay attention more, but you also have to mind your own business. Like
Mm-hmm.
you gotta see what's going on, you gotta know what's going on, but you can't interact with it.
A
Like that's
fact.
the way that it ends up feeling.
A fact. Yep. That's perfectly said. So that's how it was. You know, I spoke less, I listened more, and it made me again like reflect and just start this process that I really don't see ending of just re-understanding who I am, re-understanding what's happening around me, and re-understanding what that means for like the larger picture. And now it's like a constant thing. I don't feel like I know exactly what I'm supposed to do or exactly what this means or what that means, but I think it's definitely a more realistic
Right.
like view of the world, and I feel like I'm experiencing a lot more. So I'm thankful for it. New York did that for me. New York grew me up, OD as well. It's so real, you know. It's so real. And again, it's just very humbling to see that there are a lot of different types of lives being lived.
I definitely came out of New York being a hothead still. I was
Oh, word.
yeah, like I was a little bit more calm and stuff like that, but I still had a bit of a chip on my shoulder, and I still kind of felt like I could take over the world if I really like put in some effort.
Little man
Heard you.
syndrome.
Yeah, there you go. There
It's
you
little
go.
little man
That's
syndrome.
what that is.
You know how that
That's
goes.
what
Yeah.
that is.
Napoleon complex. I've
Yeah.
seen that before.
Yeah.
You know what though? That's beautiful though. In recognizing other patterns, the way it affects your pattern. That
Yep.
that like I'll see a new way to do something. Like look at the world, you know, kind of thing.
Yes.
And you'll be like,
Yes.
oh, I never. Wait a minute, I didn't see that.
Yeah, you're not paying
Yes.
attention to that.
Well, right, that
Yes.
somebody.
Or it's just not available to you.
It's something as simple as like when we were talking to different peoples about their memories,
Right.
and what some person would go, it's all smells, and some
Mm.
person would go, I think of it this way, and that another like they would have different ways of describing like their first memories, and you could tell that it was that they saw their worlds different,
Oh.
and so like it's just like when you get into music or you get into art or you get into writing or you get into any of those things, that yeah, I need more coming at me because I love the way like you digest it and then yeah, you find a new piece of yourself.
I love that.
Yeah, that's
I love that.
definitely like new experiences and it's almost like I can gain knowledge from other people's experiences without actually experiencing them myself.
You watching
Well, we could
somebody
go
else
down
pay
a-
for a lesson, you might as well
Exactly.
take
You might
notes.
as well
Telling you.
exactly.
Take
You
notes.
might as well
telling
write
you.
something down, you know?
Yeah.
Especially if it was a hard lesson to learn, you know?
We could go down like a very deep rabbit hole. If not now, I'll be happy to do it whenever the next time is. But like, you know, people always talk about how we're all connected, you know, and there's layers to that. But
Mhm.
just even in this conversation that we're having right now, it shows that if nothing else, we're all human. And what we think is such a unique experience to us is really not that unique. We're experiencing a very similar thing, but just like you were talking about, Matt, from a slightly different angle. Everybody has a first memory. Everybody has a significant experience that changes how they see things. Like we all have very similar moments, but it's like what those moments do to us and what they are
Yeah.
teaches us
Right.
about ourselves, you know, like seeing it from somebody else's point of view helps you understand yourself because you are those experiences are connected. It's not really
They are.
separate from you.
Well,
Yeah.
it was always you. The only person you can
Exactly.
fight with is yourself anyways. So
Right?
it was you all the way down.
Man, I
Yeah.
feel like the wavelengths just synced up.
You know?
Right?
Telling you.
The best is no matter the conversation, somebody giving my speech. But there's
I love it.
I think a lot of people are starting to see the world more like that.
Yes.
that, you know, and I'm not saying that there's a problem with religion, but the people opening their eyes to the fact that, you know what, empathy overpowers morality and compassion is like numero uno. You know, that there's one thing to go, okay, here are the rules. Well, but
Right.
it's got to be based on whether it's good to people.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it's like a real simple measurement tool here.
Yeah.
They're good to people, and we all agree that we're supposed to be good to people.
Right.
All of us agree to this. We're
Right.
not, but I mean, every major, you know, faith or philosophy is like, you know, do unto others and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then people be like, well, yeah, accept them.
Exactly. Except them, right?
It's like why you gotta split it up? Let's be
You
nice
see?
to everybody.
But again, it goes back to what we're saying. Like in New York, just speaking on like that experience,
Mm.
it's things that are revealed. You know, it's not something that people are inventing. In like Matt, like what you were talking about when you said people's eyes are being opened. It's just people are accepting the truth. It's not like the truth just develops now.
It was already there.
You know,
It was already
exactly,
there, yeah.
exactly. But
I
the more you get exposed to it, the more you come to accept it.
Yeah. Well, I look at my Buddhist friends and go, no, you're seeking enlightenment, and that's not, you already are.
Mm,
You already got 52 cards. You're just fighting with what order to play them in.
come on,
You got them all.
come on.
He like
know-
spit.
You know, and the reality is, you're already here. I was telling somebody the other day, I always picture the Flash. You know, like you'd be watching the Flash, you'd be standing in front of somebody, and then be zipping around real quick, and then be back right in the same spot.
Yeah.
That's what motherfuckers are doing.
Facts. No, that's a fact.
Zipping
That's a
around to
fact.
get to the same spot.
They wasting
Come on.
energy, man. Run around, and I'm here. What?
What happened? Go in a circle.
Circles. You know what? And it's the reality. We all get caught in those circles, the ruts, the
Of
things
course.
things we don't want to learn that like life comes at us like 10 times in a row
Yeah.
with, and you're like,
Come
man,
on.
where are all those bad people? They keep doing this to me.
Mm,
If it's the 10th time and you're sure people keep doing something to you, it might be you.
Probably
for sure. For sure. For sure.
Or at least your taste.
That part.
Do you think New York changed your music taste?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, in the same way that it changed my. I mean, music is an extension of your life, or vice versa. So it definitely changed my music taste because again, I was exposed to. Well, let me I guess talk quickly just about like I was in school. I went to school for music business, and it was really like a split degree. You feel me? So I'm doing like finance classes and principles of accounting and like super boring stuff, but also I was doing like hardcore music theory.
Oof.
And I did a semester abroad, and I actually literally was living in Prague, and we went
Nice.
to a lot of places where like the first symphonies were held, and like we
that's
were learning
crazy.
about like classical music. And bro, I love it because once you can connect to the human element in any type of creative, any type of like creative expression, you can
Yep.
really develop a love for it. And I'm not saying like, oh, now I can listen to some classical music and be like, oh, this is cool. There are some songs and pieces and elements that I love because again, it's human expression.
Yeah.
It's human expression. So that's how my music taste changed.
Mm.
I think I always liked a lot of different types of music, but now it feels again like people are expressing the same thing using different rhythms, different melodies, you know what I'm saying, different
Yes.
cadences, and I can enjoy it a lot more. So yeah.
That's the amazing. So like, I lucked out. I had like a buddy in like 7th and 8th grade was like, I don't want to say he was a savant, but I mean he was sitting around writing, you know, symphonies and stuff already.
Yeah.
Not that I've heard of any. I should probably look him up sometime. Jim Diaz, wherever you are. But he loved this music. But he'd play
Yeah.
like the best friggin' classical. You know what I mean? Like he was trying to.
He was trying to perfect his craft.
No, he was
Yeah.
trying to get me into the fold. He was
Okay.
playing stuff that he wanted
Oh.
me to hear. Like, but have
Okay.
you heard this? And my parents were always open to every variety of music. That was just the way my dad was. You never knew what was coming home. You know, but classical music is powerful.
It definitely is. It makes you feel things that you didn't even realize you could feel.
You get
Definitely.
in, yeah, you get into some, like I can't think of the name of the piece of music, but I had a music teacher that played us this piece of classical music, and can't think of the name of it, but the guy's riding away on a stagecoach with his kid, and the kid that I think death is coming after him or something. But she didn't tell us any of this. She goes, "Okay, I want you to listen to this song. You know, I'm going to play this piece for you, and you're going to hear it, and I want you to write down what you think the story is." And the first thing is, we all got that somebody was chasing somebody. You know that there's to tell. There's like such depth.
Was it Flight of the Bumblebee?
No, it's not Flight of the Bumblebee.
That's the one. That's the one that when someone talks about someone chasing someone, I think of Flight of the Bumblebee.
Flight of the Valkyrie is more fun. Makes me want to bomb Vietnam. Makes me love the smell of napalm in the morning. No, that's no.
That's from
Apocalypse
yeah,
Now.
Apocalypse
No.
Now.
I don't
It's a movie quote.
I don't actually want to bomb Vietnam. I take classes in Vietnam 4 days out of the month. Don't mess with Vietnam.
All right, I'm gonna throw on that song we made together, and then I'm gonna head upstairs. I gotta go use the bathroom, but I'll be right back.
Nice.
Diddy, we're gonna push a button now.
Lost too many souls in the summertime. Say brighter days are on the way, but I just don't. Sometimes it's wintertime in the city now, with the windows down, cause I still need to breathe. Lost too many souls in the summertime, and I still need to breathe. They say brighter days are on the way, but I just don't believe. Sometimes I don't believe. Sky watch over, it's wintertime in the city now, with the windows down, cause I still need to breathe. Lost too many souls in the summertime, and I still need to breathe. They say brighter days are on the way, but I just don't believe. Sometimes I don't believe. Please God watch over, snow falling on the street, with the city heating up now. It got me out of my element, wood grain, but the metal is tucked now. Pray it never turn relevant. When I lay my head on the pillow, I pray that God protect all mine. Lord knows that I need rest. I've been working for a long time. I was looking for the wrong signs, wishing on a star, little did I know, everything I want is all mine. God playing what I call mine. People think, see, stop now, I'm just getting right so I can go again. A lot of homies got chopped down, God know I gotta grow for them. On my soul, I'ma glow for them. I can see the clouds opening. Always been in my own lane, stay 10 down like bowling pins. Couple enemies calling truces, couple homies been throwing deuces, but there's no excuses, I'ma go into it. All I know is for my certain time in the city now, with the windows down, cause I still need to breathe. Lost too many souls in the summertime, and I still need to breathe. They say brighter days are on the way, but I just don't believe. Sometimes I don't believe. Sky watch over, it's wintertime in the city now, with the windows down, cause I still need to breathe. Lost too many souls in the summertime, and I still need to breathe. They say brighter days are on the way, but I just don't believe. Sometimes I don't believe. Sky watch over me.
Much on my mind, I'm trying to find the time. Only solace that I get is when I'm riding in my ride. Tinted windows, I've been in my feelings. Driving fast, been hitting different shit. I'm lost again, and I don't know if I can get back. Look, it's toxins in my system. I don't know how I'm finna fix it. Mix this hard and hard with darker liquor, always getting lifted. I see my friends and they all know that I've been acting distant. They come to me and call me out like I have bad intentions.
Body playing in the street, bringing at your blanket, bringing at your coat, cause you know it's cold outside. Turn into the church, turn into the village, turn around the beats of mine. Body was never there. Begging on my knees, playing God help me feel my soul. Children playing outside, stomach abandoned home, drinking around the rosy, playing catch up you'll never eat. Lord baptize my body.
Wintertime in the city now, with the windows down, cause I still need to breathe. Lost too many souls in the summertime, and I still need to breathe. They say brighter days are on the way, but I just don't believe. Sometimes I don't believe. Sky watch over, it's wintertime in the city now, with the windows down, cause I still need to breathe. Lost too many souls in the summertime, and I still need to breathe. They say brighter days are on the way, but I just don't believe. Sometimes I don't believe. Please God watch over me.
So, we're back. What's up? Tiffany just got here. What's going on, Tiff?
What's up? Hey, everybody.
You check to make sure we're on.
To make sure we're on? I'm pretty. Yeah.
Mhm.
It says live. Let me check on my phone real. Yep, we're still on.
Okay, keep going.
We're good to go.
I got a big giant thing that says you can't use this feature right now because you've done it too much.
Okay.
Just keep rolling with it.
All right.
That's good. If it's on, it's on.
So, how's it going?
Good.
How you doing?
It's going good. Like, it's a lot going on. So it's like I'm just trying to keep up.
Couple things.
Couple things going on,
Couple
yeah.
things.
Couple things.
Going on.
Don't you got somebody on the phone too, don't you?
Yes, Ceez.
I know. Ceezar,
Yo.
he's like, he
I don't
totally
even.
forgot.
Listen,
Like,
I'll be honest. This is my first time doing this. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm very nervous, and I'm trying to like keep it together. But
You're doing great. You're doing awesome.
You're doing great.
okay, I'm trying.
you're dead on, brother. You
Yeah.
got this.
So I don't even know what to talk about now. I don't
For the song?
music.
Can we talk
Hey,
about
listen.
the song?
Talk about
you
the
just
song.
played?
Yeah.
That song was amazing. And
Love,
you
thank you.
You have him on the right now.
yeah,
That's him.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
how.
that's him.
Yeah,
That's him.
just talk about like how you guys came about it and things like that. This is an amazing song. I love the video.
Oh, love, thank you.
Yeah.
Right? What do you think of the song, Young Ross?
What do I think of the song?
What do you
I
think
really
of
like the song.
Do you really like the song, Ross?
I really like the song.
Do you concur, Ross?
Yeah. I concur, Doctor.
Caesar, do you like the song? Do you really like the song? Do you concur? Do you like the song? No, I'm just kidding. I really like the song too.
I do love the song.
Nice.
We've dude, you know what? The range today.
Yeah.
In music we've heard.
As far as music, yeah.
You know,
The range is kind of crazy.
and it's it's like we were talking about. Everybody sees stuff from a different angle. There's that bit of you hear everybody's pain,
Mhm.
but everybody's pain's got a little different shard of glass, you know? There's a little bit of different blood on the page with each piece. You know?
So real. It was really interesting starting the process of this song. Ross, I actually think that you should talk on it, like just from your point of view. But like I came in, met with him and Marie, like this first time, just meeting, exchanging energy in general, and we decided to like make this song that is not light. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not about like random topics. It's not like a general
No,
song.
it's a heavy
like,
song.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a heavy
heavy.
song.
But I'm so thankful because I think it's it's like cathartic. Like it allows people to release in certain ways, and like people identify with it so much. So it was kind of wild that us during our first session, you know, our first time collaborating, came out with something like this. I feel like that's pretty telling. And it was a dope process.
I am definitely my own biggest hater, and I always have to resist the urge to like criticize myself because sometimes I overthink things, and I really think like, oh, it has to be the hardest ever, it has to be like the most amazing, when in reality you just got to get the point across.
What he's trying to say is sometimes he overproduces.
Yeah, sometimes I overdo it.
But I've done the same thing like with a drawing. Like so relating it to other artists, that sometimes you keep trying to get something right and you lose what you had.
I'm really glad that with this song we really just like got it out. Like like we just got it out as quickly and as efficiently as we could, you know, like and it felt like things were really moving the way that they needed to.
I really feel that. So you're saying quickly and efficiently would be the way to do things.
Yes.
I like that idea.
Yes.
No.
No, and I like how you guys brought Marie onto the song. I know she's not on here to talk about it, but like she brought a little different texture to it, a little more sensual kind of texture,
a different
to the song.
energy.
Definitely, because you guys are both rappers. So for her to come in vocally and just do what she did and lay down what she did,
yes.
Oh my goodness,
her vocals are insane.
Absolutely
and
crazy.
every time I hear them, I'm just my mind is blown.
She's an amazing
like,
voice.
Yeah.
I love it.
And I'm telling a range in voices layered always just turns me on. No, it's true though.
And it's real.
No, but you go back through. You know what? I'll make it a little less that, and we'll go Simon and Garfunkel. When you get, because be honest, Art Garfunkel had a really pretty lady's voice. No.
Oh my goodness.
No, sorry, Art, wherever you are. But I love it when there's that combination. Like I always feel that way about music in general. Like when you start seeing pieces coming together and it creates this new thing.
Yeah.
You know, like
definitely.
it just add like without that piece, oh wow, that whole layer is gone and that changes the entire content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Just
mean,
amazing.
we've run into times where even just doubling one person's voice, like
Yes.
just going, hey, if you'll just sing over that once,
Right.
and then all of a sudden, it crystal, and you're like, wow,
Yep.
I didn't hear that.
So
What are you gonna play?
I got another one.
You
I
gonna
got the joint that me and her did together.
play? There you go.
Which one?
Nice.
Motivation.
Oh yeah, My
one.
Way.
My
yeah.
Way.
Like last year.
I did it my way. When in doubt, if you're gonna sing "My Way," you have to do the Johnny Rock. Was it Sid or Johnny that I think Sid Vicious maybe did that one? The Sex Pistols version of "My Way," just the way to go.
Like what? This is like my first time like really being
Hmm?
and like working on music. The fact that we got this out.
It's powerful when you find a voice.
Yeah, it is. Especially when you've been hiding it for a long time.
We were talking about the fact that we think that's kind of what causes a lot of the anxiety in the world. Everybody's kind of
Absolutely.
hiding their voice.
Absolutely, because when you actually do something original that's not like if you go against the grain, then it's like you're looked at very different.
Well-
So when you're looked at very different, you're like, oh man, I don't know what to do with this energy, and so you have the anxiety of
Well,
like,
in our head, we're probably more scared than people are really going to end up judging us anyways.
absolutely, because we make up stuff in our
Oh
minds.
my God, the
We
stuff
do it.
going on in our head.
Well, no,
Make it up.
I was stressing about that verse. I really
Really?
was, because I didn't like my verse as much. And then when people like actually responded and was like, "Yo, I really liked your verse. Yo, I really liked your
Yeah,
verse." After a couple of those, I was like, "Okay, I can relax. I can calm down." I was overthinking it. I was doing too much. I just need to chill.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I definitely agree with that. Sure. I'm not even.
Out here,
I know.
we're out here putting music out. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Play a little music. I want more and more of this.
Yeah.
That I think. Oh,
I
there we
got
go.
tunnel vision.
Oh yeah.
I'm motivated to make it. Only seeing my goals. Cause look, preparation, dedication, what it takes to make it. You gotta do it while you got the time to make a statement. And make it quick cause you got 15 minutes. Maybe less might make you stressing and the room starts spinning. It's a constant keep up game, I can't assure that I'm winning. I ain't doing less and best, I'm trying to make me a living. I'm trying to make me a killing, hitting everyone with it. Claim the best, but I invest on how much better I spit it. I ain't doing this for nobody, doing this for me. I like to making music stuff that makes me feel free. I can't compromise consistency and give up on my dream. I'm better than the best, I've checked, I'm balling like Kareem, but still I improve. I move like I'm smooth. I know that I am new to the game, but never new to the school. My name is old for me, but brand new to you. So I'ma have to show it off like it is cooler than cool. Look, down on my fears, I gotta keep them clear from here. On this journey on my own, trying to bring these fans back home. Got a lot of people waiting on me, and if I put something, the blame is on me. So I'ma keep my head down, my feet on the ground, and I'ma run this down one day. And I'ma do it my way. 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 Taking time to dedicate myself to the craft. I get so attached, put my all in every task. Is it really so bad that I lose focus? Everything around me move fast and I don't notice. I got a lot on my mind, I gotta spit it on time. I'm trying to get it out, cause it's really building inside. I got pain, I got heartbreak and pressure to make it. Gotta feel myself quick because the world keeps taking. Got a little piece here and a little piece there, and slowly builds up until there's nothing but the tears, till there's nothing but the fear. Gotta focus on career, cause everybody's swerving and I gotta steer clear, man. Can't nobody stop me if I'm strong like Anunnaki. I'm a ball like Nagasaki. When I blow, don't say I'm cocky. Look, feeling like I'm Rocky cause I'm putting in the work. I've been grinding since the day they put my dad up on the shirt. R.I.P. Down on my fears.
That line was cocky.
Okay.
I know.
For the record, it was
That was
cocky.
the point. That was the point.
Yeah, no, it was cocky.
That was the point.
Isn't it ironic?
Yeah, exactly. That was the point.
So I'ma keep my head down my
Oh
feet.
yeah.
I forgot how much I like that song.
I forgot how much I like that song because I don't just sit there and just listen to the stuff you put out.
You don't.
I don't. I was like, okay, that was cute. That was a moment. Next.
right,
That's
right.
really
No,
what I do.
I believe we're supposed to say now. So, what did you think of that song,
What did I think of it?
Caesar?
What did you think of it? These?
Yo,
Yo.
Okay.
Yo.
I didn't think y'all were asking my opinion.
Oh.
Wow.
We were.
Yeah, bro.
We absolutely
It was a
are.
lot. It was a lot. I think it was dope. And the funny thing is that you can hear. I think a lot of people think it's like the newness, but it's not that. You can hear when somebody is having the opportunity to express something they've always wanted to express, and that's what I heard.
I thought I
on the
heard
song.
Ross's testicles drop too.
It's
Maybe.
I've noticed
You know?
a change in the voice. Yeah,
Maybe a
no,
little
that there's.
it's different. It's like an excitement I heard from both of y'all, and I think that was really dope. Obviously, it matches the theme of the song as well, but it felt cool. It felt cool to hear people being given a platform and like being excited that they're on it. Like you didn't sound tired, you didn't sound like nonchalant. Like both of y'all sounded like you really cared about what you were saying. And again, like, dang, I'm thankful that I get to get this out. And I feel like that's what makes this special. Like y'all's next song won't sound the same as this because this was
This was its own thing.
you feel me?
Thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's really dope. Like a time capsule.
I feel like every time you make a song, it's like contained to how you was feeling at that time that you wrote that.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cause like
You think back to
sometimes,
that moment.
yeah, sometimes I'll like sing a song that I wrote a long time ago, and I'll just start feeling the same feelings that I felt when I was writing it.
Yep.
Like, and that feels like powerful to me. Like,
You're
Yeah.
telling your story.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what you're put. So my big thing with my daughter when she was growing up was I love. There isn't a genre of music I'm like, oh well, that I can't listen to that, but
Right.
I gotta have blood on the page.
Mm,
That I don't care if it's country or classical or hip hop or even EDM. What the hell? Why not? But do they still have blood? But but it's very much
they're all robots.
like when you can truly see somebody putting themselves out there,
Right.
you're like, I can relate to that.
Right.
Mhm.
That's real. I can feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That even as much as you can hate somebody like Justin Bieber, like then you'll hear a song where you're like,
Justin
oh,
Bieber.
but I'm not a fan. But there are songs that I've heard where you go, you know what? I got to admit that's whatever those 24 writers put down. He's really delivering that.
I think also with music, like Ross was saying, like a time capsule. So like you
Yeah.
continue to grow in music. So like I haven't listened to the song.
Yeah.
Like I didn't listen like yesterday. Kind of think back, like Ross was saying, back to like what you were feeling, and then you also self-reflect and you're like, wow, I remember when I was there, where I'm at now.
Right. Right.
Like wow,
It's a big difference.
it
in
is a
that.
big difference. And
Yeah.
it's like to remind yourself like how far you've come. It's like in your personal.
Right.
Gee.
Giving
crazy.
yourself that pause to get perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't do that. A lot of like
Yeah.
we tend to like keep looking to the next thing. Like I'm definitely that person. Like, I'm always looking to the next thing. Like, oh yeah, that was really great. I did that. It was awesome. Next, like, and you have to take a moment
Right.
to be like, oh wow, that was really dope. Like that was really. I have to make.
Yeah, or you'll chase chase the dragon your whole life. You'll chase after
Absolutely.
Yep.
things. You'll chase after happiness. If everything becomes just you're waiting for the next thing, it ends
Yeah.
up there's not that much satisfaction in getting it. Most of the satisfaction is I dream of getting it. And so you gotta, yeah, just make beautiful stuff. You gotta pause and go, wow,
Right.
yeah,
I'm a
absolutely. I really, honestly, over and over again, I feel like blessed, grateful, because I get to be in this room where you can feel it. Feel people come together when they make music. It's a meaningful, moving thing. And yeah, no, I just feel fortunate to be here. it's an odd thing that as much as okay, yeah, I guess it is my house, but you know, thanks guys. Not that the house part is what matters. I don't mean it like that at all, but that it just I end up constantly feeling fortunate and grateful.
Mm. It's important to be grateful and to really appreciate the things that you have in front of you. I don't take enough time to be grateful. I need to make that more of a priority in my life.
It's
You know?
it's probably the main thing I meditate on. Gratitude. Like going through like not in the sense of like, oh, I'm thankful for this, I'm thankful. It's a little more subtle than that, but like the idea, like we've talked about the idea of, and I know it's a bad day, but you live on a planet where like go like pick fruit off trees. You know, that perspective, you know, that every once in a while you gotta go, oh yeah, apple. Oh, wait a minute, that went bad last time, didn't it? Maybe we'll pick a different fruit. Oh damn.
Wrong fruit.
Wrong fruit. No, actually, I prefer it's apples I usually use because I'll meditate on the idea of my apple. It had come this far to get here, and what's it take to make an apple? And oh, it's my apple, and you know, just kind of enjoying the taking 5 minutes out of your world to say, you know, yeah, even though today sucked, it's not that bad. We'll see where this goes. Maybe it'll go somewhere that we didn't expect.
There's a couple different songs I could play from you.
For me?
Yeah, because there's a couple different ones on SoundCloud, but I didn't know if you wanted me to play 17 or if you wanted me to play this.
We can play.
You have it?
I do have it. I don't think I want to play the whole thing. But
Do you not have it?
I do have it.
No, I don't
Go to
have
a
it. but
I'll
she
send
has
it to you.
Okay. That makes-
Working on it. I asked him.
On
I'm
it.
working on it.
Not happy with it? What don't you like about it? A little bit more.
A little bit
Yeah,
of oomph.
it just needs something else. Needs like what I have right now. Like I don't even want to play
It's
the
not
whole
quite-
thing. But
Oh,
I
you don't
do,
like the
I
chorus?
do like, kind of like the structure of the song, the direction that it is going. That Ross adds like kind of texture to it. Like one of the first songs where it's like mostly me with the feature. So it's kind of like you're
microphone.
finding your sound.
Oh, you mean you? No.
Yeah.
No, I totally get it. It's we spend a lot of time talking about. I think all artists have some of this. There's this thing where, yeah, like you'll sometimes you'll get a piece done and you know what that is that's the first try. Like you'll draw something and you'll be like, you'll just draw it over and over again. That like the drawing that eventually becomes the magnet. Not that I have one sitting around or anything, but the drawing I did that is it's like moon and trees and comes down to all the way down to fish at the bottom. I probably drew that in notebooks like 20, 30 times for it's on the door out there actually. That these are you don't get a magnet. Sorry, bud. I don't have any way to get magnets to you that quick. But similar to that, there's a process. That there's always a finding your voice.
Absolutely, absolutely, especially when something new.
Mm.
And then like I think as artists you have terms with something like you feel like, oh, I'm not at whatever level.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like, I'm not an artist. I'm somebody who likes music. Oh, I'm somebody who's playing sound in music. So you have to kind of like come to your identity.
Oh, absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
am an artist. Like I'm gonna say I do this. I like that. And sometimes it's just hard for people. Like I even went through it. Like a lot of people.
Right.
Because I just hit it first. So you have to be yourself and your artistry.
Well, yeah, there comes a moment of you have to have found yourself in such a way that even if you at least have enough confidence in yourself, and it's not cocky and it's beyond even confidence. It's just that belief that, you know what, I've got to get this noise out and I've got to find my voice. That, I mean, it's amazing because then we've sat and watched videos where you watch a guy whose voice is cracking all over. I mean, it's rough. Most beautiful
it's
thing
still
you
good,
it's
though.
oh my god, the most beautiful. It's got so much heart in it.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
When you feel the heart, that's what makes the music great.
That's what makes the music great.
All right.
So like, I know that.
More like 35. Spend half your life on the grind. Now you're 22, don't know what to do. Left alone without a clue. And this world has its way, make you feel insane. And you try so hard, maintain is the game. Alone in this world, trying to make a name. People come, then they go, nothing stays the same.
My wordplay balance could do damage, make them panic. They know I move different cause I'm chasing after paddocks. Minuscule decisions trying to about my status. I'm trying to make it happen, see that code, I'm trying to crack it. 18 with a dream, I've been chasing everything. Money, hoes, clothes, and the diamonds for my team. I'ma be a kaiju, monster making haikus. Something really fire like a lighter, you
keep moving, grooving to the beat of this world. And you gotta keep working, no stressing. Don't quit on yourself. Ooh, baby, you got a lot to live for. Someone is waiting on you to live out your purpose, baby, and do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
I still really like it.
I do like it. I think it's like a great foundation.
Okay.
I just want to finish the ending part.
Okay.
Kind of redoing that part. I think I want to add like another verse as well.
I think it. Yeah, I think it could go with another verse.
Yeah. So it's just like that's what I really appreciate about the program is that kind of got to experiment, play. And you're kind of like, oh, I like this, I like that. Oh, I want to add this, that. Oh, I thought I liked this. Add something.
Real quick, Ceez just let me know he's gotta go. It's been amazing talking to you,
Always
brother.
good, brother. Thanks you.
We
Much love.
We gotta have
Appreciate
you
it.
back on sometime. We really do.
Yeah. I'll come kick it. Just let me know. I'm around.
All right.
Absolutely.
For sure.
You're awesome.
Much love. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Much love, brother. Thank you.
All right. I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.
All right. Peace.
That's like the working name. Like the working name.
What's the working name? 17?
17.
I really do like it.
Now, why is it I can't ever get you? So, what are you gonna play next?
You know what? I'm
I'll
thinking
be
maybe
nice.
I gotta change the energy and maybe I gotta do something actual, like an actual song, like
Okay.
do an actual
Let's
song.
see you do an actual.
So I think you would do really well on this song.
Okay.
So I wanna do it and you tell me what you.
Okay. I don't know what it is. Me and Ross will get together. It's kind of crazy for real. Music we create is very interesting. And it just kind of, I feel like we just naturally complement each other.
Yeah. And the thing is, we try to create a space where people that we're not. So early on, Ross wanted to charge people for studio time, and I tried to explain the problem with that. That the reality is, if you charge people for studio time and you decide they're irritating after 15 minutes,
you can't kick them out.
You can't kick them out.
Yeah, because they paid for it.
But if you bring your friends in and you have a good time, A, you still kick them out when you want to.
Yeah.
And B, it's more fun anyways. I wouldn't want to sit in like the doctor's office style of a studio where it's like, okay, then there's a guy that's doing it, and you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, especially when you're like starting out, you kind of really don't know what kind of direction you kind of want to go. Some people don't take the business part of music. Some people that, oh, we're cool, I'm your friend, like you're not gonna do crazy. And no, that's not it at all. You can be my friend. We can still be cool. But it's like when it comes to business, you have to handle business, and I'm
Business
not
is
gonna
business.
just let you run me over just because we are friends, or just let you take advantage of me because we are. Because we can still be friends
Well,
after
that's
this.
important.
It's very important.
Well, that you so we're a weird little situation. Really, what we're trying to do is turn it into a nonprofit.
Yeah.
And then music that comes out of here, a percentage of it comes back to make it so people
Yeah,
can keep
something.
making.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not for me.
Okay.
I don't want none of it. I want to sell the house studio.
Oh, that'll be great.
And I mean,
That would be cute.
I want us to have a lease long enough that we can sleep here till we're gone.
Yeah.
But I'm putting a bar in, and I keep adding stuff. It's a constant.
It's cool in here. Like,
Well,
it's
thank you.
eclectic. I really like it.
It's all. There's a lot of me in here.
There's a lot going on, and I love things like that.
There's-
I love that. Like, you look at another direction, you something else you need. Like,
And there's a
is there an
story.
animal in there? I don't even know. Are there animals?
Yeah, there's an axolotl. That's an axolotl.
Oh, what?
An axolotl.
What is that? Is that a
Um,
lizard?
No, it's an amphibian that kind of ends up stuck in the middle. They live in the cold, dark caves in Mexico, and they get, they're the coolest thing. He's got personality. He's actually got some pet shrimp in there too. We got him some glass shrimp, ghost shrimp, excuse me, just the other day. That's the big one's Clyde. Big orange one is Clyde. There's a snake in the tall tank.
Clyde
There's a
looks bigger
snake.
than
My
usual.
sister had my sister.
This is not. It eats little tiny
A snake
fish.
is a snake, though. A snake is a snake. I respect a snake. I don't need one.
Only women think
Start
that.
selling online with Shopify,
Oh, it's
the
an ad
e-commerce
too.
platform that
Is this the song? Got to introduce.
Yeah, give me a little. I don't even know where you're going.
Cool.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's called Can't Waste Time. Yeah, I keep telling Shawty I can't. Oh shit, my bad. I messed up. I came in too early.
Are you doing it live?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I keep telling Shawty I can't waste time. Got a couple dollars in my waistline. She just hit me up on a FaceTime. I'ma call her back when I make time. Call her when I make time. I don't got a spot, gotta take mine. Can't debate, can't waste time. Yeah, gotta keep my eyes on the prize. One slip up and I'm off my grind. God, this shit is crazy. You fucking with my head. You don't make me lazy. I'll run it up and sell. I'ma get that bread so my baby can be fed. We gon' all eat good. I ain't stopping some dead. Like Kobe, I'ma have to train, nigga. I'ma keep it flowing, going out my brain quicker. That's why I smoke, really helps get out the pain quicker. And it comes with my goals till I can't hit them. Gas for the pain, or I could talk to you, yeah. Never tell a soul what I was taught to do, so I keep it all in when I talk to you. But I be talking to these songs when I ain't calling you. I got a problem with the locking it in. Once we get into the feelings, I be phoning it in. And I know it's within. I say come in, cause I don't wanna talk, just wanna have fun here. Wanna have fun here. Charlie, I can't waste time. Got a couple dollars in my waistline. She just hit me up on the FaceTime. I'ma call her back when I make time. Call her when I make time. I don't got a spot, gotta take mine. Can't debate, can't waste time. Yeah, gotta keep my eyes on the prize. One slip up and I'm off my grind. I got a better version that's recorded, but like I don't have it for real. It's on my computer. But yeah, I need another verse if you wanted to. And then also like I would really like to hear you on like if you did your own hook or something like that. Like I would like to see what you would do with a hook.
I really like it. I really like the beat. Because, I live in Texas portion of my life. So it kind of has that, like, Spanish texture to it. And it kind of has, like, the rap with that. I love music that, like,
that's like a blend.
Different, blends of different type of culture.
Eclectic. That's the way.
So, yeah.
The
Send me the
only way
beat.
to
Send me
go.
the beat. Send me the beat. I might write, like, typically how I kind of...
You have a next person call?
No, not really. So.
Are you good for a minute?
I'm good for a minute. Yeah.
I'll unplug that piece. Looks like I don't have anybody trying to get a hold of it. Nice.
I'm trying to think.
Oh, just do it once for me.
Do what once? Oh, come dance.
We've got a really big show.
Oh, you mean come dance? Okay.
ladies and gentlemen.
I think he wants me to do.
We got a really big show
You remember that?
today.
You remember that song I showed you?
And what we'd really
the one
like
that was
is
like a video of me doing it.
RJ the Kid singing the Come Dance.
Terrible. My memory is like not.
It's
the
okay.
best.
it's okay.
Die.
It's
Unless
all
you want,
good.
do you want to play
It's
something
all
else?
good. I could.
There you go.
I don't remember.
Oh, is that possible still? This has been 6 months, 9 months, 3 years. No,
But
not.
the thing about it is, I totally understand.
Yeah, no.
My memory is terrible. So bad. People getting their feelings about how bad not my fault.
Not my fault.
not
My
my
memory
fault,
sucks.
It
Okay.
is not my fault that my memory sucks. I literally
Blame
have
my
to write-
memory.
I have to write everything down. Are you about to dance? Is that what's about to
No, I'm not about to dance. I'm just standing.
Okay.
I'm not about to dance. Baby, come dance with me. I be living life fast, one chance with me. And I move too smooth, can't stand with me. Yeah, when I go dance on the fantasy, so come dance. Baby, come dance with me. I be living life fast, one chance with me. And I move too smooth, can't stand with me. Yeah, when I go dance on the fantasy, I said,
It's okay.
It is okay.
It's beautiful.
Listen.
I still say it's a club hit if we get it out.
It's a club
Absolutely,
hit.
definitely is a couple. Like, what
Right, it's
made you choose like beats like this? Like, you have like such a.
I like energy. I really like energy, like high energy beats, stuff like that. Like I like a lot of energy.
Can you do anger?
Can I do anger?
Anger?
I don't have a beat for anger actually.
What happened to the beat for anger? You used to have a beat for anger. Anyways, go pick something else. No, just random. How about Miles Already Out? I love that song.
Yeah, guys, I'm.
Well,
a lot of, but honestly, a lot of the stuff that I've written so far has been like hooks and short kind of verses. I've been a lot of like add on to other people's songs and like helping other people create their thing. So now that I'm like stepping out into my own, like, you don't really have anything to show.
Like ta-da!
But it makes you have to keep working. Though.
You have to, and I mean, as somebody that's not currently writing much, you got to sit down and Yeah, you got to sit down and write.
You have to write, and then you also have to have like space to do. When the program lost its funding, like that was my big.
So that's what. So it's not even funded anymore.
They took the funding away. Try to bring it back, which is very unfortunate because I believe has a lot of
talented artists.
So talented here.
Well, I really honestly believe that you could open another studio just like this one in a house in Linden. And the reality is, my whole point is, how do you get the voices from inside the community out?
I'm really not from here.
No. I'm not from Linden. I'm not.
Yeah.
We've always talked about it like that's where his house was over there when he was a kid. That in the sense of we'd like to see there be more people going, we don't need a corporate this, we don't need a record label. What we need is a community that wants to hear us.
Studio time is a huge money suck.
It definitely is.
Like, it's expensive.
It's very expensive because
like $50 an hour is crazy. I'm sorry. Like, even that is crazy to me.
It takes a lot. Like, just as the producer and sound engineer, collecting it and making sure and taking all of the takes.
That is true.
And, you gotta kind of have to be the hype man, too, because artists sometimes get down on themselves during takes, so you kind of have to be a hype man. You gotta be the producer. You gotta make sure right. You gotta make sure the equipment is set up right and correctly, because that happens sometimes where you have technical difficulties.
Yeah.
And this is...
No. So we've never... No.
So it's a lot. And
we've had technical difficulties in the past 24 hours.
It's
23 now.
22 hours.
Y'all are crazy for doing that. I just
we are crazy.
This is wild.
We are crazy. It was his idea, by the way.
This is really nice, though.
But it is fun, though.
So we started in Kenya. And then we went to California.
Of
and
people
then,
who you've been talking to?
Yeah, and then we went to Australia. And then we went to London. And then we went to a 9-year-old video gamer that I might be getting ready to start streamings with. Maybe we might be related. He won't be a face. I'll be a face. to our process of a multi-generational, we love to play games together. Like it's a fun thing. But you know, then we didn't end up right in Slovakia. How long did it take us to get to Slovakia from there? Because Slovakia is,
I want to say, I don't know. I don't know. We've been taking flights. You know, we're a little jet
we're taking
lagged.
flights.
Apparently, y'all literally been.
My
all
arms
over the
are real
world.
tired.
It
You know.
came together like so, just kind of pretty though. It wasn't Saturday morning. We were still not desperately. I woke up still worried.
I was
'cause
still worried.
I
About
felt like there was a major AM piece that I didn't have, and I put out my feelers to my European friends, and you know, one of my Australian buddies kicked in, and California was my brother because he was 3 hours that way, and did the 10 questions things we've been, which is working our way through just a simple set of questions that they literally go from where are you from to why are you here.
I missed them.
Okay, where are you from?
Do you want to? Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Boom, let's do it.
Where are you from?
That question's always interesting to answer. 'Cause I was raised as a military child. Like my dad was in the military. So I always say the world.
The world,
because-
yeah.
Yeah. I was born in Honolulu, Hawaii, if we're talking technicalities. Honolulu, Hawaii. I've lived in San Antonio, Texas, Ohio, and now my family resides in Baltimore. I feel like a lot of different places.
You know what? You started off at such a high note on where you were living.
That's
And
what
by
everybody
the
says.
end, you ended up in Baltimore.
But
You did go from Hawaii to Baltimore.
But Baltimore
Let's be
is
honest.
absolutely amazing.
I'm
though.
joking.
Baltimore's amazing
So much
depending on
culture
where
there.
you are in the town.
Absolutely, yeah,
Yeah.
there's that.
Let's talk facts here.
And then there's,
Yeah.
but it's an amazing city. I love it.
Yeah, oh,
Every
absolutely.
time I go home, heart is just.
Shut it down when there's ice though. Like they think they live in the South, even though they don't. What that? I was there working, and they're like, "Well, we're shutting the whole building down tomorrow. You're not going to be able to come in and work. You'll have to come in on Saturday." And I'm like, "You don't understand. I'm leaving town tomorrow, and whether or not you let me in doesn't bother me. I'll leave earlier if you don't." They let me in. It sucked, but anyways, that's my one complaint about Baltimore.
So I always answer like the world when people ask me like where I'm from. Being a military kid, even though I lived in areas for however many years, jumped from house to house. Well, we were jumping house for house, like places that we're at in the different areas that we're kind of like.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
a combination of all of these places.
but that's kind of beautiful though. It gives you it's got its upside and its downside.
Mm-hmm.
I moved an average of every 2 years growing up too. Not because of the military, because my dad was crazy. No, I loved him today. Yeah, I still love him, but he's gone. Anyways, that you end up with a really cool skill of being able to blend in quick, but then
Dangerous.
you end up in the fact that you're also afraid to get too close to people because they disappear. Does that sound?
Did
That's
you
my
talk to my
experience.
therapist today?
That-
What's going
no, I
on
talked to
there?
Talk to mine on Thursday, girl. We're in the same boat. It's all
Yeah,
good.
No, that's real.
Yeah, that it's a really real thing that I've just recently gotten to the point where I'm better at making friends.
Same, very much same. Last like 2 years,
Yeah.
I've gotten better at developing my friendships and broken friendships that I thought I had, and being, oh, I was the problem. Thank you for sticking around.
Right? Well, there was that point where you realize, oh, I get why I don't have really good friends.
I've
I'm
been
not
a
one.
bad friend.
I need to go heal and do the that I need to do. Yeah.
I go ghost habitually.
Oh, absolutely. I literally just went ghost and came back. Here we are.
Here we are.
I
He's-
can ghost.
You know
I'm
what?
pulling myself out of it, but solely by the fact that I have to get people in here. Like,
But honestly, though, I think that going ghost is also some form of self-care. Because for me, I tend to be around a lot of different people. Like
Yeah.
right now, I've been out a lot, outside a lot. I don't know what they're talking about. But you need that time where you go and you isolate to. That's just kind of the type of person I am. I get drained. Like with
Yeah,
social
no, me-
anxiety, you get
Right.
drained
Yeah.
being and talking to people. So
Right.
having to take the time away and rating, getting back to your core of who you are, you need. That's why I think ghosting.
Well,
necessary.
I think self-care is real care, but communication
That
is
too.
valuable.
That's true. That is true.
That as much that in general, I agree that ghosting may be for a legitimate reason, but it's nice to treat other human beings like they exist.
Yeah, that.
Hey, sorry, don't want to talk to your ass no more.
That's true, and I do that. Like if I know I'm like starting to pull away and detach, like I
Yeah.
have like my core people that I talk to, they know. Like they know, like, okay, Tiffany's like in her.
Yeah.
Because you
I
have
get
like
that.
a circle of friends. You have your circle of friends, but within that circle, it's kind of like you have a target of like circle, outer, 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 outer.
Oh,
And so as
absolutely.
long as you're communicating with that core,
So you're working on your communication skills, is what you're trying to tell me.
I've gotten so much better though.
I just said you were working. I didn't.
I've gotten so much better.
I didn't get out a ruler. I said, you know what? It sounds like this is a thing that matters to you that you're thinking about.
Absolutely, it's something I have been working on.
I think that we're all. The hardest part is we're really not good at accepting the idea that we're works in progress.
Everybody is.
Yeah, that like, okay, I'm gonna try better tomorrow. You know, not like you got to beat yourself. There's no value to beating yourself up. There's value in learning a lesson. There's no value in beating yourself up. That doesn't get you anywhere.
There's a little bit of value in beating yourself up. It's a little cathartic, isn't it? No, I'm just
only young men in their teens think that beating themselves has value.
You know what? You did not have to say that like that. You didn't have to say that like that, okay?
All right.
You could have used another word in between.
Sure.
Could have used another word, man.
So, what are your first memories like? What's the first?
How do we transition? Memories of what?
Well, oh, well, no, no. Actually, as a child, no. Actually, your first memories, maybe without anybody touching you.
Okay, all right.
Okay. No, but seriously, like I find it interesting what people. Like, I've got a picture that I can go back to. You know, like the first thing I can picture is walking up these steps, or I have a place that when we lived there, that's the one that represents first place. Even though we lived a place before that. My brother was telling me about it this morning at 1 o'clock.
That happened.
Yeah, right?
First, a lot of people always like ask me like if I have memories of Hawaii. I left there when I was 7, and I actually do. I do have memories of like ocean. Play outside a lot. Kind of like.
Oh yeah.
Playing with my family's like, and like musically, like my first memory, like we on our ways to church.
I get it.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I did that on purpose.
I know.
I have 9 brothers and.
And your parents are breeders.
No. You know.
No, she's saying they love each other very much.
They loved each other
Boom,
very
chicka,
much.
bow, bow.
My mom and dad had 8 children together. They did not end up working out, but that's
okay. That's okay.
They go separate
No, I get that.
ways.
I totally.
Right.
Yeah,
Sometimes that happens.
And then like I was fortunate enough. Of course, I went. Dad was like father, and he.
Right. No, I get you.
Great example. And then I was fortunate enough to have a stepmother, and had in our family we don't say step.
No, either.
No, it's
never.
your,
It's like
your sister.
brother
Or your
and
brother.
sister. That's why I'm
Yeah.
like I have 9.
Right.
There's 10 of us all
It's
together.
yeah, it's how you count it. I mean,
Yeah.
I have 7 grandchildren. I don't go through which ones are divided, but yeah, because I mean, I have a couple married. You know, it gets complicated.
Life.
There's a whole
Life happens.
graph.
Life
There's a
happens.
yeah.
Yeah.
Life happens. Life finds a way. In some families, more often than others. No.
But yeah, at the core, it was just 8 for hot.
But it's. So I had an older brother. That's it. 5 years older than I am, and. You know, I knew families with bigger families. You know what? It's got to be a totally different experience.
It's I would not.
So where do you fit in the order?
I am okay. So out of the original 8, I was the
Yes, you,
6 out of 8, and I had 2 younger brothers, but I was like the baby girl. So it's like I had younger brothers, but it wasn't. I felt the weight like having to be kind of like the kind of took care of girls kind of thing.
You were the baby girl.
So I was like the baby girl. I was definitely like very spoiled. And then like my dad got remarried, and then I had 2 younger sisters. And then I experienced like
The
what it's
older
like
sister.
to have
Yeah.
older
Oh,
and
to
getting
have-
in
yeah,
trouble
yeah.
for what someone younger than you was doing because they weren't listening. They weren't listening to me. I was
I
trying to
know.
help. So yeah, it's kind of like I have like baby girl syndrome, but then I also kind of have that older kind of thing.
Oh, you know what's funny? Everybody thinks they're a different kind of person, which
That's
they
true.
are.
We are all different.
But I think that's the cool part. And like we get so obsessed with our differences, we don't realize that most of it, though, yes, we all got struggle. We all got lesson. We all got shit to learn.
Yeah.
And if we band together, it might be easier. I'll say it. Then across the board, we just go, hey, guess what? We're human and out here, life doing its thing, you know?
Yeah.
How do you work?
How do I work?
Sure, how do you work?
As far as art?
You can take it however you want. These are Rorschach questions.
How do I work? I love to work alone, which is kind of a blessing and a curse. I do find that when you are working with that, like, you can bounce off ideas. I'm learning how to be better in the studio with other people because that's Ross. Like, I will hear a beat, I will take my journal and go and write.
I get that.
So I typically kind of work best alone. But with music, just because you have your perspective, they might add something.
Well, and then you might see something in a way that, like we were talking with Ceezar, that you know what sometimes it'll be they just go, oh, and you're like, wow, yeah, that fits there. You're right.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think to add that there. So usually it is, or I'll be like, oh, I'll take this back and write. But I like learning to like work. I was very shy when I started going.
I know.
My family and friends, well, family knows,
I've heard.
but like friends, they're just kind of like, I can sing. I'm in a room.
But sometimes that's safer.
It felt safer for me.
Sometimes it's like, okay, you're a room full of people that are also going to, try to do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know you. So if I choose, I can never come back.
Literally, that's really what it was. So having to get comfortable with being like, and how far my voice.
Well, I think there's a step where first you have to find space for you to exist before it becomes comfortable to share space. That kind of knowing where you stand makes you a better dance partner, if you will.
Yeah.
If I can just throw weird analogies on top of analogies. And that's why pizza. What? How do you play?
Play? Play in what sense? Kind of like freely, kind of like letting myself.
Yeah. Do you? I think there's a real need for people to find time to play.
Oh, I love child's play. That's what we're talking
Well,
about.
it's what it means to you.
So, for play, I think like of just letting myself, because I tend to be that friend, overthink. Like to play, go and do, but I'm just like playing. Just go and I also do like Disney.
I'm down.
Kind of get on Disney Plus and you nostalgic and watch your.
I understand.
That's kind of.
I've been known to pull out Sword in the Stone every once in a while. Yeah. No, I understand. Especially where Arthur's getting turned into the fish. But anyways.
You just kind of have to remind yourself that you kind of that part.
Well, I had an advantage. I kind of had lost some sight of that, but then all of a sudden I'm raising a grandson. And don't get me wrong, my daughter is an amazing woman, and we talking this morning. I don't mean for that to come across that way. I just meant he's here in our life. I was very fortunate. I needed that perspective. I needed to slow down to go the speed of this little person and be amazed. And don't get me wrong, now he's a 9-year-old with an attitude, but I love him. But it's very true that it's finding that, yeah. So, how do you pray?
I pray
Sure.
every single day, every day.
That's good. That's not meaningful. Like it feels,
It is
it's a
very
spiritual piece
meaningful.
for you.
Like yeah, one thing I don't play with is God. Like,
Well,
but you know, some people don't have that. But I can, like, for me, when I pray, that's who I'm.
Oh no,
So
absolutely.
I like, one thing about me, I'm gonna pray before I do things. Like, I'm gonna pray about it to kind of, that perspective. It kind of calms me down. It kind of like levels me out when I go into
I agree.
prayer.
I think not so much what you call it as whether or not you commune. That, you know, if I call the universe the divine or God or any, like, my head, those, wow, beyond my ability to describe, which is kind of how all those books start anyway. So I've kind of said, oh, good, that's covered. And then I go on from how do I reside here?
Yeah.
So it isn't even, it's not, I love all of the different faiths and that don't really belong to one because I like, it's a buffet. There's so much wisdom in this world that the idea that I would go, I'm defining it by a single source feels like, for me, cutting off other pieces. Like, so it's I'm one of those constantly searching, constantly digging deeper, finding the shared experience. That, like, I'm big on finding the piece where we all meet.
Yeah, I'm that way. I don't like to, like, block boundaries are different. I do what I do. Can find
similar
common ground.
Yeah.
What we do, because take away, or you kind of like add that boundary. Talking something.
Well, right, a lesson you might have seen something different.
Exactly.
And that, that being open. As for me, it's I've kind of grasped on this idea that I don't know anything, so that I can, everywhere you go, all you do is learn.
I love
it's
that.
just
I'm
like
a big
you're just
learner.
just every day you walk into, it's like, oh, I've never been here before.
Yeah.
I haven't prayed in a really long time, and maybe that's why I'm so stressed.
Mustache.
You are evil.
It was the flame. Why would you just
that was so
ignite his whole
I have a job here.
I'm
I have a job.
No, prayer definitely levels me out.
I think I've always looked at it as a last resort, and that's probably not a good way to look at it. Well, no, because it was always there for me when I had nothing else to turn to. It was always a situation like that. Like, I'm very much, I've always been good at keeping it pushing. So I never really needed the time to, like, I never really took the time to sit down and, like, pray or meditate or whatever you want to call it. Like, I never really did that. Like, if I was feeling really, really stressed out and it was really, really getting to me and there was nothing else I could do, then I would sit down and look up to the sky and be like, yo, I don't know what the fuck to do. Like, seriously, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. I need some help. And that has always given me enough of a boost to keep it going. And it's like, maybe I do need to add on some, like, extra, I don't know, some gratitude, some prayers, some meditation, mindfulness.
I've been studying mindfulness, like, the last, like getting into, like, meditation and things like that. That's definitely helped me with my anxiety.
And it,
for sure.
So one of the things I run in some Buddhist circles, and those of us that are big on what was in theory taught 3,000 years ago point out first that he goes, that's not the part I'm trying to figure out. Here's mindfulness, compassion, like meaningful. It's like the ultimate self-help, as opposed to, because Buddha starts off going, yeah, no, you need to question everything I say. question everything everybody says. You know what? If you haven't experienced it on second thought, it's not real. You need to go try it. It's an outlook that, yeah, it's not a religion. Buddha doesn't like that's the part that like always got to me. Why I found a lot of connection there because it started with, okay, first you have to accept life sucks.
Life.
It does suck.
And then you had to take responsibility for your actions. But
And my responsibility. Some people have a hard time though. Some people can't take responsibility.
well, but it's true. And so whichever path you're on to learn those things, however we get there, we're all on a journey. My big one is, you know what, we all have to walk our own path. And you know what, when our paths cross, there's opportunity. And maybe we could share a falafel or something. Vegetarian, yeah, it's a falafel, you know.
I'm vegetarian.
Are you really?
Yeah.
See, perfect. We could share falafels. No falafels for you.
They're really good.
They
I
are.
can
I love
eat
falafels.
Anything.
I can
eat
eat anything.
I can eat falafel.
I can. Oh, that's
Yeah, it's
I don't know
true.
what it is, but I could eat it.
chickpeas.
Really?
It is.
Piece
If
of
they're
heaven.
crispy enough, if they're just.
Yeah.
And if you want to have chickpeas on top of chickpeas, you can take falafel and dip it in hummus, and it's really good. It really is just chickpea on top of chickpea on top of chickpea at that point. But
That's true. How many chickpeas can you get in a meal?
you know what? That's how many chickpeas could a chickpea chick? If a chickpea could chickpeas?
Good chickpeas.
Good chickpeas, yeah. I don't know how many. It's a good question. Who's on first?
Second.
What do you love?
Oh, that's tough.
It's a harder question than people think.
It is a harder question because, like, really love my family. Really used being from a big, like, when I'm out in the world and not around, especially like when I first went to college, like, wow, I'm used to like 3 or 4 Baileys.
Well, right, and as a certain level of security.
Yeah, it was definitely. Listen,
You
we
knew
were
you
a
knew that
pack.
you always somebody had your back. Not that
Literally a
yeah.
pack. We
Yeah.
were always a pack. So I love like my family, friends, college friends. I love art. Art in like as I do music, but I also do like painting and stuff. Canvas work. And I'm starting to I'm literally starting to open up to.
You're finding your voice.
You know, I am.
And
finding my
here's
voice.
we lie to kids. The reality is, at 18, you suddenly realize, oh, everybody's making it up, and then we act
That
like
was
you got.
a smack in the face.
Well, it's like then we act like kids are supposed to like, and I know I don't mean that any disrespect with the idea of you're in your late 20s and now I'm in my 50s and somehow I'm referring you to as a kid. I don't mean that, but what I mean is, we don't quite give people the right tools.
No, we don't.
You know that one of the things we talk about constantly was when we ended up in therapeutic settings. That the first thing, like you immediately felt not alone because guess what, you weren't. That these feelings you have are human, and hey, what we should do is they start showing you these videos, and here are these people that have all the answers on how you're supposed to deal with this stuff.
I think that's where I first.
Here's how to deal with grief. I mean, like there's a known. We have doctors that have worked on how to do this well.
Mm-hmm.
Why was that not taught to us before the adult thing?
They were. It's. I feel like
They were
I feel
too
like
busy training us
adults are
for a
too
job.
busy.
Literally, that's literally what it was.
Well, part of it is I feel like adults are too focused on controlling children the way that they're raised.
You can get older. It's not really.
I
about
think
that.
no. I think
we ain't
I
trying
think
to control
part of it.
nobody.
I think
We're
I
just trying
think
to hold our own.
Some
Well,
parents though do
I
like
don't
that
know.
control piece. Like I mean, when it like I was not allowed to listen to secular, so that was a piece of control.
Birthdays, yes or no?
No, like
Okay, I got where you're at.
I literally had
Oh,
to
yeah.
sneak to listen to like 98.5 The Beat, which is like the radio station in San Antonio, and I would listen that way. I would listen to my friends whenever I was at school.
Right.
Mhm.
Or my sister had like this binder that had like all these artists that But like that's kind of how I would learn music. So I would kind of like memorize the lyrics that were in there. And so if I heard the song out in the mall or something like that, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. So there is this kind of a little some parents want to, you know, hide a little bit of the world from their kids. I don't know if it's like hiding, but like
they're worried about the influence.
Absolutely. Well, my thought is more so that when there's a give and take between the parent and the child, it's very difficult to keep the child from. It's very difficult to keep that situation in control, and I think sometimes the parent has to put on a front, or at least in my experience from what I've seen from parents and kids, like it seems like the parent has to put on a front like they always know what's going on, or they at least most of the time know what's going on. That's the way it ends up feeling to me.
No, I think what happens is they're doing their best,
right?
And there's a shitty little kid arguing with them, and they've got to make a decision.
Okay.
And somebody has to make a decision.
Right.
And try and make the best possible decision.
Right.
It's not the 9-year-old.
Right. That's true.
You know what?
That's true.
As much as he can get angry at me and tell me how mean I am, that's not my job.
Right.
My job is to be the asshole. My job is to say no one knows the right answer.
Right. That's a valid point.
You know what? Do I think it was hard with my daughter? That I think the problem is then you can end up down the path where you're trying to figure out a way to get a child to pull back. And then you end up in a battle of wills.
Right.
And it can end up at maybe there's nothing left but a bed in a child's room in their teenage years, and if it becomes like this, it doesn't get anywhere.
That's real life.
I was a big one for there was a point where I boxed up every single bed, clothes, and desk to work on, and then if it was a week, go downstairs and pick a box. Now none of us knew. I threw it all. No, it was random. God only knows what you were gonna get if you got a box back. But we knew the one box had the two Furbies in it talking to each other, so we knew it was in there. But my point is that when you're a guy or a lady in your early 20s or whatever, and you're desperately trying to figure it out, you're scared to death of the influences. You're scared to death that your hair is going to turn out that way. You're lame. I know. I'm just awful. I love you, man.
Love you too.
Okay.
You're an asshole.
I know. It's my job. We were just discussing that. Well, but it's a hard job. That parent is not, and meanwhile, as you've noticed, you're still raising your damn self.
Yes. It's really, life is really kind of very weird if you think about it. It's like you're a child, you're given parents, you're told like what you're supposed to do, and then you become an adult and you're like, oh, well, none of the rules really apply. So then you're deciding you're going to go figure it out and kind of make up your own life. Then, oh, boop, now you have a person that you now have to teach this thing called life to. And it's like, you don't even really know yourself, but you kind of know some ways that kind of work. I'm not a parent, but I imagine this is what it's like. You kind of want to shield them from things, but at the same time, if you shield them too much, they'll go and find it out themselves.
Right.
And if you don't shield them at all, they don't build any discipline.
Exactly.
If you don't let them get hurt a little bit,
they don't figure it out.
They won't figure it out. Like my little guy has been playing around that. We've got a fire pit out back. He's been playing in that fire pit since he was 3. Because he knows all about fire and how to treat it now, as opposed to stay away from the fire. We started off by roasting marshmallows to get you build up to. No, he has no problem building the fire and getting it going, but because you want him to have a respect for fire as opposed to a fear for fire, it's a great tool. Bitch takes all your stuff, you can burn her house down. Fire is great. Well, okay, let's be honest. The one we all know is, man, if he cheats on you, you can throw all his stuff in the car and then you light it out front of the mansion. We all know that.
That's toxic.
Yo, it was. Absolutely.
Now you put it in the bathtub like Left Eye. You put it in the bathtub like Left Eye.
Oh, jeez. No, we would
Don't do
not
that.
really. We would not
No.
really.
I wouldn't do that.
What do you fear?
I fear.
Yeah. That's it's one that gets to some people.
I fear that I will never get out of my.
Do you fear The Walking Dead?
I actually never watched that show.
I haven't either, but for some reason that was what came into my
I
mind.
haven't
Walking
either.
Dead. If we ever get to that point where there's like zombies walking around, somebody take me out. Take me out the game.
Take
coach.
me out,
like,
coach.
Take me out the game.
Me
coach.
out to the zom game.
But at the same time,
Take-
some of these drugs, sometimes they be looking like walking zombies. So it's kind of, I don't know.
Well, I think we don't we have gator pox? No, it's monkeypox that's coming.
Monkeypox. Yeah.
And it does like little.
There's crazy.
It does
there's
crazy,
crazy
crunchy
things
things.
Diseases?
All over. Oh yeah.
There's all kinds of
What?
crazy-
Wait.
Coming
What?
2022. Coming 2022.
2020.
Monkeypox in a country near you.
2023.
No, but it's sexually transmitted.
It's sexual. I'm sorry.
How do you end up having sex with somebody with the monkeypox?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
It just happened.
This is
just
a real
happened.
disease. Stop playing with me.
Yeah. No,
I think. Hold on.
I'm telling you.
You know, I
I'm-
thought COVID was like the worst thing ever in life, but now
Monkeypox.
monkeypox that can be sexually transmitted.
that
I think leprosy's still a thing.
Oh, leprosy is definitely still a thing,
leprosy's
That's
still a
pretty
thing.
bad.
but it's treatable.
Yeah.
Right?
Wasn't leprosy diabetes before we figured it out?
I don't remember.
That like they'd be losing, toes and stuff. I don't think so. Maybe they're not the same.
Oh!
But
Oh my God.
did you see it?
Did you look up monkeypox?
You got the
Oh my
monkeypox
God.
now, bud.
I'm not even trying to.
No, you don't need to see this.
Okay.
I
well,
don't.
He doubts me every day. So I read.
There
I
you go.
tend to look at Reddit, and I
Celibate.
tend to go blah blah
Oh my
blah
God.
blah 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 blah. This little battery should be fine.
I'm not gonna sleep.
You know
tonight.
the reality
Celibacy.
is,
easy celibacy.
right? That's about where I'm at with the world too, to be honest. What else do you fear? So we fear the monkeypox.
I fear not like that I won't get out of my way. I fear try not to fear. Like try to put my worries. Overthinking.
That was funny.
I fear that.
Well, let me think.
though.
You know what?
Seriously,
Overthinking might be on the list.
Literally, because sometimes I will overthink myself to a hole, like into the ground.
Overthinking isn't thinking.
You're overthinking it.
Overthinking.
Overthinking.
Think about it.
Overthinking isn't
isn't
thinking.
thinking. It's a circle. It doesn't get anywhere. Thinking is a line. It's linear. Overthinking is like this, and it doesn't go anywhere.
Oh, got it.
Overthinking isn't thinking. It's grinding your gears because you're. But it means you're
What
uncomfortable.
about underthinking?
Yeah.
Is underthinking thinking?
I think we need to also talk about underthinking because some people don't think it. They're-
Underthinking, overthinking, half thinking,
Semi thinking?
piece of thinking. Is that the hot one?
Piece of thinking.
piece of thinking.
No, they were talking about this. This
Ass.
guy was talking about all the different meanings of ass, and he was like, "If you're a dumbass, you're just dumb. If you're half-assed, you didn't try at all. If you're a piece of ass, you're beautiful."
That's the small there are variants on ass as
Exactly.
it goes.
It keeps going.
It was a linguistics guy having a conversation.
That
It
makes
was
sense. Switching the words.
it does.
Different meaning.
Yeah, just completely changes
We like that a lot.
it.
Okay, so what question are we on?
8.
We're on 8?
What do you know?
Oh, we got to 8 already?
Yeah, we just did. What do you fear?
What do you know?
What do I know?
What do you know? What can you hold on to?
I'm one of those like kind of I guess where I logically I also have that creative side. So like I
You're
have
both.
like mathematics and data analytics or like do write code like that. Then I can also tap into going to it easily. Starting to paint.
Well, I think for me, as somebody that also sees the world that way, I don't think math and art are that far apart.
They're not.
That when I start talking about negative space, and when I think of doing design work, yeah, no, it's still all there. It's all math all the way down. But it's in so many musicians are mathematicians that there's an obvious, makes cutting up the bars easier.
No, it really does. Like,
it does.
Started reading music. I started like playing instruments like eighth. The way that I was like learning math, like that, it definitely math.
Yeah, no,
hand to hand.
I was raised very much with that sort of Renaissance style of thought. It was all valued. I had a godfather who was an art professor. My dad was an architect. But then my mom's degree is in Eastern philosophy. We start off at yoga centers and all that too, but always joined a church every town we went to, but it wasn't always the same kind.
Same.
That my mom's big thing was that's how you find community in a new town. You don't buy into all of whatever this current group is doing, but you need a sense of community when you get to a new town. And so it was like a accepting of everything kind of upbringing, and everything is sort of important. And a love of just, I always felt, my brother might have differed with me this morning, I felt that we were very much raised with an idea of language as art as well. That bringing together of all those pieces. Yeah, what you're describing makes absolute sense to me, as opposed to, I'm actually kind of weird. I actually, and I'm like, yeah, I think I know a lot of people. I think we may have heard this answer before in these interviews even.
I'm pretty.
It's not uncommon that that we all think that.
Yeah. I used to really describe myself as a weirdo and being a proud weirdo. I still am like a proud weirdo, but it's like, it's not weird. It makes you. It doesn't mean you're weird. It means that you have a soul.
You're the one willing to be out there. And
literally means that you're willing to allow your soul to have a presence.
A space.
A space in your life, and you don't allow just the world to tell you what you are to be. So yeah, we describe that as weird, but it's not even really weird.
You have
it's
value.
Just value. World.
And one of the people, and the most important person that has to be able to place that value,
is you.
Yeah, that you set that value by what you teach other people is okay. Don't get me wrong, I've taught people all kinds of wrong stuff. It's okay. Then you go from there. But absolutely. Next question.
What do you want to know? Or what do you wish you knew?
I wish.
What do you wish you knew?
I wish I have known a lot of the reality, like program shifted, look a certain way.
Yeah.
And then when you finally get the realization, like, oh, act, and that's a show. So you're looking at that and you're thinking that that's what it's supposed to be.
A lot of the world is, hey, if you see this hand doing something, check this one.
Yeah, but we're looking at that one. So
Yeah.
I wish I would have known to look at the other hand.
Yeah.
And realizing that you can create your literally life, your own destiny.
Yeah.
It's just hard. Like
it's really hard.
It's really hard,
Yeah.
and it's like you have to push yourself to do. I didn't start doing it until I was like 27. Like 27 was the year that I was like, okay, let me attempt. I was kind of like coasting.
Yeah.
And then like at 27, I was kind of like, I want to do that, so let me do that. So I wish I would have. That I can't. I didn't have to myself to what I was.
Well, yeah. It's hard to find yourself. You and it's not that we end up feeling like our parents were trying just to define us, as opposed to that was in their head as to what they thought the best thing was that they could. You know what I mean? That we're all just. Once you get to 18, 19 and realize, yeah, we were all just making it up. Give us a pass.
I will say, watching you interact with your grandson has taught me that I probably owe my mom an apology. Like seriously, cause like just like there's something about kids that they don't always have the perspective that you gain with age.
Well, yeah.
And just watching that on a smaller scale, I also understand that like I know I'm not that far in life, you know. But I still look back and see, okay, I probably could have done better as a child, you know. I probably could have been a little bit nicer.
But don't beat
I probably
yourself
didn't
up.
have to say I hate you as many times, but I also understand I was a kid.
You have a time machine.
You
can't
know,
go back.
I can't go back to it. So all I can do is try and do my best to be as good as I can be now.
Yeah.
And try and be good in the future.
That's literally all there is. To some extent or another, the only bar that you can try and pass is the one you set yesterday. That's the most meaningful. Are you growing? Well, or do I have as many shoes as the guy next door? No, the shoes don't matter. Are you growing?
Right.
You know, that we can end up in a constant comparison. And
you have to like remove yourself. No, you did bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
You have to like keep past that.
Right.
If you're stuck in like I did bad in the past and now I'm just stuck right here because I know.
Right. Then you're stuck in the past.
Stuck
you're
in your filth and you're like, oh well, I've made my bed and I want to lay in it. Lay in it. Get up.
Get up.
Make your bed again.
Yeah.
Like make a new bed.
Success is only based on one thing: whether or not you get up one more time than the number of times you fall.
Literally.
Yeah, literally. And you know what? You can go look at people that you think of as successful, and don't go to the Musks or the Gates because they were actually from rich families. But you can find people where, and it took this try, and it took this try, and it doesn't. Or you could be, you know, going, gosh, I don't have a job, and your buddy Nick Cage can be like, well, Johnny, why don't you just come see my guy? And then 2 weeks later, you'll be cast in a movie, and next thing you know, Johnny Depp, literally.
Johnny Depp was friends with Nick Cage.
Nick Cage is like, well, why don't you just talk to my agent? 2 weeks later, Johnny Depp's in a movie. 4 years later, he's in...
Which
one was it? 21 Jump Street?
What's Eating Grape?
No, that wasn't the one. Either way, it ends up, so we were kind of watching this Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing, right?
Oh my goodness.
And Johnny Depp's not an actor. He's a musician that quit playing music when he was younger because the job he got was paying better.
So now he just goes around jamming with musicians pretty much.
Yeah, the job he
got.
Is
that what it is now because he's not acting?
Yeah.
Well, he was doing that all along.
He's acting.
He was actually, he started off as a guy playing guitar with a band, touring, trying to get his music thing going. And then he needed money to pay rent. And by chance, his buddy, Nicolas Cage, you know, suggested, hey, why don't you try out for it was Platoon.
Platoon
was the one that pushes him over the top.
Yeah.
Right?
That just lets you know.
Yes.
You know
100%.
In general, being a good friend, find you good friends. And it's not, it doesn't, it's a better route to happiness. Step on everybody on the way up. Get ready to get kicked on the way down.
I'm tired of stepping on people. It's not fun.
Well, my whole I don't want to sell things. I don't want to buy things. I just want to give. That's all I got left. That I would take a vow of poverty tomorrow if I could figure out a way. I would love to just go off and be a monk here though somehow and what I'm doing. I
do both.
I'm basically living. I don't following all the basic rules. Really, I've got it pretty much covered. You know that's meaningful. What's meaningful is connecting people, trying to bring. I felt like I was supposed to try and change the world.
Why are you here?
Why am I here? Life.
However you want to take it.
Rorschach questions.
I think I'm here to try to like. I'm okay with going like kind. I'm finding, especially right now, body is like. But when you aren't doing, there's someone following, like that person's.
Yeah, you got to break the
That
mold.
person's talking about this out loud and in public, such a big space that I would never have, and you could really kind of have an impact on that person's life. The small things like that of just like sharing my story, sharing the things that I've been through in life is kind of like why I think.
Well, that's why we're here. We're here to share stories. Hey, that works out perfectly.
Absolutely. No, yeah, absolutely. It's very important, authentic, genuine stories, not just things that are just gonna sell.
Yeah.
Our big thing is, even with the podcast, was we started off with we put on a show about not putting on a show. Where's the line to talk about the things people don't talk about and figure out why people resent each other? Ends up a show about why we resent each other and working through it some days. But anyway, we're human. It's a real show. We don't put on a show.
Yeah.
So that there are days where you go into it going, this is what we're planning on doing, and it comes out different. Because what we show, though, is, and we're back the next day. Then we're
back the next day.
Yeah, and that we're enthusiastic. I love what we're doing as far as talking to people. I love having more and more interaction, both the creative and the talking to people out the way they see the world. That I started to think of the idea of what if we all have a different piece of the puzzle? We all see it a little different. What if there's I believe everybody has something to teach. Yeah, and that nonstop.
That's what's up. Greatness. Have the gate.
I'm with you. No, I'm with you. I'm telling you, you just put the sound up into the air. You point your set. Like the idea is you point your spotlight at the sky, and then other people start pointing their spotlights up.
You want to know something crazy? We're at least 20 plus stories. Plus this one. Plus this.
God, there's a moth in here today, and I'm gonna get
I think it's like a fly or something.
Well, yeah. I mean, how many did we do today?
I think this counts as a story.
Yeah, it does.
Story?
1,
Yeah.
2, 3.
Well, we do 10 questions.
10 questions.
We consider 10 questions a story. So basically,
5,
we
6,
do 10 questions,
7,
and then
8,
we'll have people come back on, and then like we'll just talk about whatever
11.
topics. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you fall into topics that are like you could really go deep into them, and then like we just pull it back for the sake of getting the 10 questions done. And then the next time we talk to them, we'll go in depth about whatever it was that we were talking about before.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So the idea is what happens is, so the 10 questions part kind of builds these rabbit holes. That oh wow, I relate to this person. Listen to the 10 questions thing. Well, and then we do some more interviews. Talk to that person again, and we start. That way, our viewership or whatever first goes, oh wow, I relate to these pieces. Oh, I want to hear more about that, and then maybe follows that down a path. And then I will say this: if we break one day, like for 2 seconds, there's enough content out that if people just go rawr, not over 100. Well, there might be over 100 hours after today.
I think so.
Maybe.
I think so.
January 10th.
I think that was the whole point of this, is that we need to break very soon.
We do.
We need to break or break down. Breaking is the
You know what? We've got amazing people around us.
I think we have some really awesome people. I'm really grateful that like so many people wanted to help.
You got to understand, for me, the most genuine gift any human being can give another, time. And you came here and you're supporting us. But
That means a lot. Like seriously, that means a lot.
that's, I had a guy, this was like, I had to tell him, it's like knocked me off my feet. He calls, and it's that he knows what we're doing. And he goes, well, you know what? I found he used to do a 24-hour radio station all on his own, but pre-records and all of that, and then still work a job on this anyways. But he goes, I have this piece of equipment. Is there, you know what? I was thinking about it. You know what? This is probably, would you guys need this? I don't use it anymore. That's somebody thinking about us, wondering about what they can do to help. Going,
just because you were a
but
good
it's
person
just meaningful.
and you were nice, and
That just means
exactly
when things like that happen, that not that you're supposed to be watching. Talking about you need to break down. No, you
consistent, consistently, like things have just been falling into place.
Yeah.
That's the reality. Like the 10 questions wasn't a plan. That started off as a working on it for like 3 months and putting it together and all of that. And
I had to calm myself. I had to do a bit of a mindfulness.
Did you?
Yeah, the fly was about to bring another side out of me.
What if the fly wins?
What if the
How
fly...
embarrassing is it going to be?
He was gonna bring out danger in me.
Danger?
He was gonna bring out.
You guys sing Danger?
No, I don't have the beat, man. I wish I had it. This is a good song, but
You got to understand the back catalog he's got
I'm sure.
that he won't touch.
it's not that I won't touch it. Actually, it is.
Yeah, it's beautiful
That's the
stuff.
problem.
And some of it I can't remember the names of it anymore. Because we've got 9 months. I mean, he's recorded the whole time.
I
I mean,
don't have
it
all the
didn't. We didn't used to have one of
recordings.
those. That was a sweet gig on the getting the sound thing. But the sound thing that sounded
The
so.
sound thing.
The sound thing,
Yeah, the sound thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 20 channel board. Yeah, the sound
Yeah,
thing.
the sound thing.
God, that was we.
That's what I call it. I don't even.
Well, we straight lucked into it though. That was a pastor sold us that.
Mixing board. I
Yeah,
think.
mixing board. 20 channel mixer. Oh yeah.
It'd be great.
I want to make a shirt now called "Keep Going, Keep Growing."
Literally.
I'm making a shirt, doing it.
Right.
Pop off. You're like, gee. Now I gotta really keep going.
Well, all I want is to be able to do it more. That I've as much as I talk, Ross and I have talked about the fact that eventually what happens is it builds a place to then make more. That as you have musicians that are successful, and then there can be, and just keep.
You can keep doing
There
it.
needs to be like so when I got around hip hop, one of the first things I noticed was, why was everybody charging everybody for everything? Like there, as opposed like, so in rock you get a band. There's 4 or 5 people, and then in a lot of hip hop circles, it's like this fight over you, and you're just going, wait a minute, what do you mean $10,000 to do a feature on this, and nobody's why you pull up, you reach down, right? That I think there's a cool creative space that happens that I saw when you guys were going over to the rec center, that I see here when we'll just play. That there are days in here that we're silly. There are days that's meaning of life stuff. I mean, the real end result is play. We need to play more.
Definitely.
And even the things that you think, well, that's not play. Yeah, that should be more playful. We should laugh more. We should be better to each other. It's getting late enough that I'm just preaching and stuff.
That's okay. I could listen to it all day.
Could you listen to it all day?
I think I could.
I don't know if that's a good idea. I could
I
probably.
think I
I heard rumors I'm starting a cult or something.
Oh no.
I'm not. No. It was.
It's a joke.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
That when we first met each other, that Ross was warned.
Our
that,
mutual friend told me that he got cult vibes from.
Yeah, that I.
And I was
could-
like, I mean, yeah, but no, not really.
Thank you.
I don't
appreciate
get
that.
Cool.
You know what? I am just so glad you came. Really, you know what?
Me too.
Yeah, and then have you guys bring and share. You understand? He doesn't play any of his music for me, so just have other people come in occasionally and bring music at this point because he won't. No, I'm just kidding. We actually do share lots of. And then we're talking about eventually maybe doing like a Spotify show where we play other people's music and just talk about it. Because if you do Spotify Premium, you can use their entire playlist. Then you can just sit down in here.
I'll be honest, I feel
I
feel kind of weird.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everybody else.
You just got to kind of nod your head.
Yeah. I'm
Not
like, yeah.
Not everybody can have a golden radio voice. Waka waka waka.
Waka waka waka.
Now, later today, we will be playing some Bach. You know what? I don't know that it's going to let me get out of here.
Is it?
Oh, it did.
It did?
It did. It let me get out.
Oh, snap.
You know what? I think we're going to end this video and figure out whether or not Sarah's here, whether or not we're doing 5 to 6. Dun, 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 dun.
Right.
I get a 30.
Oh my God. I
Beans.
cannot tell you how much I appreciate you coming in.
Of course.
That I love. I'm a lot of gratitude. That's kind of what's on my mind.
Yeah, I like it. Like this. Let's be on the coming. We all go.
Yeah. Well, ish. You be there. There we go.
We might be making